My name is Ian Kovachunki. I'm from a small town in northeast Wisconsin called Niagara. It's a population of about 1,800 people, most of which are older. It's known for its scenic river bluffs and whitewater rapids. I haven't had a hard life, but a pretty comfortable one. I've not experienced extreme poverty or lived a life of luxury, but somewhere in the middle. My mother's a preschool teacher, my father is a maintenance planner at a paper mill. Like most people from my hometown and county, I've not seen much of the world yet, only been to Canada. Like most people in my hometown, I was not exposed to the world or the people and cultures within it. Lack of exposure leads to lack of understanding. Lack of understanding leads to fear. And we always fear what we don't understand. I would say Niagara and the surrounding area is about 99.5% white and Christian. Diversity and differences are not very welcomed. Racial and homophobic slurs are used frequently, and entire groups of people are still marginalized based on the actions of a few. Yes, it's very sad, but also true. Please don't mistake my statements as conceited. They don't come from a place of contempt, but rather one of care. I have a desire to evolve the worldly perspective of my hometown, to expose its youth to the world, to give it and other towns like it a chance to understand diversity and turn ignorance into tolerance and acceptance. You see, because unlike most people from my hometown, I have found something that exposed me to the world without actually seeing it. I found AIESEC. Or maybe it found me. And all this most likely sounds familiar to you because this is not a problem unique to my hometown, but one actually present and common in most cities and communities in the world, maybe even yours. If only everyone else were given some of the same chances or experiences you and I have been blessed with.
When I was about 10 years old, my family bought a piece of land on a lake in the forest of northern Michigan. The land was completely overgrown from decades of neglect. You couldn't even see the lake. And there's this lone trailer sitting on the lot that no one would take, not even for free. It smelled like rotten wood, mud, and shit. And we went there almost every weekend for years to clean the lot up, transform it to Lakeside Cottage. We actually enjoyed being at. I hated it. I felt like I was being tortured. I didn't understand why I had to work so hard every weekend. My dad had my brother and I do a bunch of things like shoveling, digging holes, shoveling animal feces, moving gravel, tearing down decaying sheds, a bunch of stuff. And eventually the dense brush gave way to a nice clean lawn. The mud turned into grass, and the trailer turned into a beautiful cabin. You see, my father had a vision that I couldn't possibly imagine at the time. I saw an overgrown, rotten piece of land. My father saw a beautiful, green, northern paradise. He taught me what it means to have a powerful vision, and that if you want it to come to life, you have to put in the long hours of hard work. So when running for a position at AIESEC, I've been damn sure to have an inspiring vision. Whether it was to become a growth driver in Madison startup community or make my LC great again, for lack of a better term. I envision an AIESEC United States that is accessible to everyone, everywhere. An AIESEC United States that makes it possible for even students from small town community colleges a chance to understand and change the world. An AIESEC United States that is omnipresent, but first its presence must be guaranteed. You see, our current financial reality does not guarantee our existence. So, we must first resolve this setback, and 1718 is a very key in doing so. Here's how.
It's simple. We focus on 3 areas that bring us the most revenue and exchange the fastest. The first is national IGT sales with a refined focus on customer relationships on the national and local level, leveraging our stakeholders and provide profiles for the life sciences industry. The second is creating an OGV product package for national and local partners to sponsor exchanges for groups of students. The third area is national partnerships and employer branding, especially for conferences. Comprehensive conference revenue generation plans will be created and used to increase the profitability of our plenary touchpoints. These 3 simple strategies are meant to establish reliable relationships and repeatable revenue streams that can be built on in the following years to exponentially build our reserves and become a financially sustainable organization. Then, we can truly evolve our leadership development platform into one that's accessible to everyone, everywhere. AIESEC United States, my name is Ian Kovachunki, and I am ready to serve on your 1718 member